Well, we're here with Shohreh Aghdashloo, who guested on Law and Order Special Victims Unit earlier this year. Shohreh, I'm not sure if you're aware of the pedigree for this show for the Emmys for guest actresses. I mean, it's been nominated so many times over the last 10 years, and over the last 4 years, it's actually won. Were you aware of that when you took on this role?
Yes, I was quite aware of that. I was a fan of the show when I entered, this episode to play my role. Yes, I was pretty aware of it. Of course, as an actor, didn't think about it beforehand, but while filming, I thought, oh, wait a second, this show has won so many. There's no reason that it shouldn't win another one. So, you can imagine, yes.
Absolutely. Well, and, sorry, go, Chris.
Oh, I was going to say, this role, as an audience member, it really keeps you guessing as to what your motives are and what is going on. What was it like to play this character, and especially what was it like to work with Mariska Hargitay?
Well, it was fantastic to portray this role, a mouth-watering role, I should say, quite dimensional. As you say, you can put your teeth in it. So they gave me an inch, I take a yard. I tried to do my best with this woman, who's lost in life, and it was just great, a great experience. It's written by one of our best writers in U.S. Her name is Judy McCreary, and we had a meeting beforehand, and she basically told me about the character, and she said, well, look, I'm a writer. I can write you a nice, character that is going around and about and, being seen a few times here and there. But then I can write you a character that has dimension, that has, meat in it. Which one would you like? And I said, of course, the one with dimension. And it was just great. She did a great job. I'm still very grateful for this story and for her to write it. And working with Mariska was just absolutely divine, out of this world. I love that woman. She's incredible. I have the pleasure to say that she's now my friend. I am now her friend, because 2 years ago she was kind enough to invite me to a launch party, and we became friends. And she introduced me to her charity organization, which is called Joyful Heart, that takes care of needy women and women in shelter, especially during the Christmas time or at the beginning of the summer, and she does it all, with the help of first her own pocket money, and then friends who also chip in.
Yeah.
But I love that lady. I respect her to death. She's just incredible. She's a dear friend and she's a great actress. Both enjoyed working with her so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Shohreh, you actually are going to be appearing on the finale of House, we hear. So you're not only guesting on SVU this year, but you also apparently have a very good role on House. Do you want to tell us anything about that?
I am so sorry, my lips are closed, are sewn. I can't say anything. I have signed a couple of pictures and a couple of, letters that I've not seen it. I don't know anything about it. I'm afraid I can't tell you anything. What I can tell you about this particular episode is that it's definitely larger than TV. It could have been written for a film, and it was almost never been touched. The subject has not been touched on television, and I was so surprised when I heard it. When I heard about the storyline, I was like, how come I have never seen anything like this in television, nor in films in U.S., and nor anywhere else. It's the first time that TV is focusing on this type of character, and I hope I have done a good job. I don't know. We'll see.
You're no stranger to the Emmy Awards. You won just 2 years ago for House of Saddam. Did you expect to win that night, and what was the experience like for you?
Not at all. I wasn't expecting to win at all, because the TV series itself was not supposed to be aired in that year. It was supposed to be aired in 2010. And all of a sudden, I believe I was in New York. My brother called and told me that, hey, Shohreh, they're showing it now. HBO is showing it now. It was the last week of the year. And I thought, okay, this is it. It's right in the middle. It's not going to be seen. Many people are now traveling or now in vacation. But then people actually had seen it, had voted for it, and when my publicist Nancy Selzer called me and told me about this, I was really shocked. I was really shocked. At least with House of Sand and Fog, I'd heard that Mrs. Spielberg said somewhere that she's going to be nominated. And, you know, as an actress, like a child, deep down, I wish that it was going to come out, you know, this was going to happen. But with this one, I had no idea, none whatsoever. So when Nancy Selzer called, I was really shocked, and I was very grateful, of course.
You mentioned House of Sand and Fog. That was probably your big breakthrough in the US and internationally. I remember when it came out, and I actually remember the quote from Mr. Spielberg about your performance and how you were a shoo-in for a nomination. And when the nomination arrived, it must have just been such an incredible feeling for an actress like you, who have been, you know, you've been working since you were a teenager, and to get that kind of recognition for such an amazing role, and working with Ben Kingsley and such a talented director. I mean, tell us all about that experience.
When the rumors were out, my husband asked me one thing. He said, promise me you're not going to cry. Because, you know, the sight is not nice, and also you shouldn't cry. You should be happy about this. So, and he decided to stay up and see what's going to happen. I went to sleep because I had heard that if such a thing happens, then a car is going to be at my house at 6:30 a.m. and I wanted to have a, you know, fresh face and make sense at 7:30 a.m. when the interviews start. So when he woke me up and when he told me that I was nominated, swear to God, I had planned not to cry, but I couldn't help myself. And over there, for the first time, I realized what do people mean by saying a good cry. You know, a cry out of happiness. I was crying out of happiness. And I remember first thing, or first media got to me was BBC. It was right after they announced. And I was crying on the line, and my husband had to shake me and say, don't cry. Just don't cry. You're not making sense when you cry. Just talk. So I became aware of it, and I started. And they were like, you're crying. And I said, I'm ever so happy. To be honest with you, I'm an actor too. I can't hide it from you. Since I was a teenager, when I started my work in Iran, I wished that one day, I mean, I knew it was, you know, just a mirage, but I was hoping that one day I would be nominated. So here it is after 50 years. Let's enjoy it.
Well, coming to that nomination, you're now an Academy member, and one thing I wanted to know is, you know, as you look at films during each year, and you have that ballot in front of you, and you also get to make nominations. You don't have to give specifics unless you just want to, but as an actress, what do you look for in other performances that will get your attention and cause you to vote for them?
I certainly look for a kind of portrayal that does not remind me of the actor who's presenting it. In other words, when Kate Winslet, she's done such a great job in Mildred Pierce. When you're watching her, you forget who she is. I mean, in real life, you forget you're watching Kate Winslet. It's like you're watching Mildred Pierce. When you're watching Marlon Brando, you know, in some films, not all of his films, in some of his films, you forget that he's Marlon Brando. You're looking at this young, angry man who's shouting at Blanche. I'm looking for a performance that does not remind me, first of all, of the actor, or tell me how good the actor is playing, like Jeffrey Rush. I adore this man. I love his acting. I think he's world-class actor, and he did such a great job in The King's Speech. And in all of his films, nearly all of them, Elizabeth, remember that when he's crossing the corridor, his ropes, you know, cutting the air, making a sound like when he walks, and you can tell how he carries himself, the air he's carrying himself with. So that's the kind of acting I'm looking for, kind of acting that would take me away from who I am, who the actor is, where I am, what's happening at this very moment, and just take me to the story, make me listen to the story and learn from the story.
I mean, so Shohreh, I mean, you would know, you've been working for quite a while. You founded Workshop 79 together with your playwright husband. You've worked in a lot of his plays. You've been on TV for years. You were on 24, season 4, for a role for which many believe you should have been nominated for an Emmy. So what are you working on at the moment? What's keeping your attention at the moment?
Just now I finished a movie with Disney, The Odd Life of Timothy Green, one of the most beautiful humanitarian messages I've ever heard in my life. This film is just out of this world. Leave it to Disney, they will bring you the paradise, the heaven itself. We filmed it at the heart of Georgia. I had not seen so much greenery since Wales back in when I was a student in England, but it's just incredible. It's beautiful. First day I got on the set, I thank God for sending me to the set because it looked so beautiful, so divine. And working with, of course, kids. I worked with an 8-year-old actress, which we had such a blast. We had so much fun. It was just incredible. It will be out in the autumn, and also on Friday I finished House, which is going to be shown in 2 weeks, I guess. And I'm also now dying to get on the stage. I have a few one in UK. The one in UK has really, taken all my attention because I love Bernard Alba, and this is House of Bernard Alba. And most probably I will go to UK at the top of the year for rehearsals and then 8 weeks of limited engagement. Yeah.
Well,
I'll be able to do that. I want to do that because I'm really a stage kid. I started with stage.
Well, we're looking forward to those projects, and we thank you so much for your time today, and maybe we'll be seeing your name on the Emmy ballot again this summer.